This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Funny thing about being fast, you end up waiting a lot. First to show up, first in line, then just waiting. Me, I rev up Chumba Casino. With over 200 social casino games, no slow lanes here. Why sit around when you can spin? I'm already racing. Your turn. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Tim is getting ripped by a lot of emailers or text messengers. Well, it's been a controversial, wild conversation today.
Oh, boy.
We were talking about Martini and Rossi on the rocks, and this one,
Very funny.
This one says, Tennessee is living in the past. The reality is the cap is going up, salaries are going up, and Rossi is, in fact, worth more than Boldy. As for the comment about the defense, besides Faber, Wild don't have any defense that will ever win a cup. 13 comps. What does that mean?
13 comps?
Yeah, what does that mean? 13 comps, including the Paterka $7.7 million a year deal.
Comps for Rossi and what he should be making.
Including the Paterka $7.7 million a year deal signed yesterday's Rossi as an $8+ million a year guy.
And I ain't paying him $8+ million.
You're not?
No, not going to work. So if he wants $8+ million, then I would have no problem with Bill Guerin trading him.
You drafted Rossi. He made big strides this season. Keep feeding him protein shakes and re-sign him. Rosie, do you want to keep Rossi at $8 million a year?
Listen, their biggest need is, I believe, at center. I mean, you could argue defense, but hopefully they're going to improve in that area. But last time I looked, Rossi's a young center that still probably hasn't reached his potential, and you better get someone as good or better in return. But he was buried last year as on the fourth line, wasn't he? As a season in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like you're kind of spinning your wheels unless you really land someone that's got an established resume.
And that's looking less likely at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd roll with him.
I'd give him a blank check.
I'd roll with him, but not for $8 million.
Well, I don't know what. They're going to have to pay Kaprizov pretty much all what they have.
He's going to get about 15.
Yeah, he's going to
14, 15.
empty the vault a little bit.
I don't care. I'm not giving him 14, 15. Are you kidding me?
What are you going to do? Yeah, you are. You're not.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you have to give him.
I just wanted to get you going.
No, I mean they're not going to win the cup, so it's just a matter of continuing to try to build. With what they have and trying to get better and younger.
What do you mean they're not going to win the cup?
With that attitude.
Yeah.
Okay. They've come so close, you could taste it the last how many years. All those Western Conference, but all those second round.
Listen to Mr. Basketball Community.
No,
remember when he came in after the comeback over the Oklahoma City in the regular season? The Wolves have no one to fear.
Well, they didn't.
Well, they should have feared the Thunder because they got clobbered.
I said they were better the Thunder were better all year.
But you said they didn't have to fear them.
What's that?
That's what you said. You were so hyped up. Oh, you were so excited about that Wolves club after that win, that comeback.
I'm just saying it. You got caught up in the excitement.
I
covered the Wild in the Western surprise run to the Western Conference Finals when they weren't supposed to be very good, and they didn't want them to be very good. And Doug Risebrough and Jacques Lemaire got him to the Western Conference Finals against Giguère and the Anaheim Flying Ducks after upsetting Colorado and Vancouver in Colorado. And then they got beat 4 straight. That was it. That's the last time they got that close. That was 2003. What year is this? So I'm just saying, I know they thought Parisi and Suter were going to lead them to the promised land. Didn't work out. Now they got to reboot everything, and it's not easy to do in today's climate. And they don't have that many. I mean, Guerin's going to have to wave a magic wand here starting next week to get the kind of players.
Sounds like you think this team is in tough shape.
No, I mean, they're a playoff team, but you can't just be a playoff team. You got to be better than a playoff team. And I think Wild fans, kudos to them. I've been waiting for a long time for them to advance, at least win a series. It shouldn't be too much to ask.
Wow.
And I say that about the Vikings. The Vikings need to win a playoff game. At least win a playoff game. And I think they will this year. But
you do? Wait, you do?
Absolutely.
Because we haven't even come close. We haven't even started talking. You've got
Zach was just leaving.
So do you have them winning? You have them winning the division then too?
Listen, all I'm saying is Zach was just leaving. He's going to Vegas. I think the over/under for the Vikings is 8 wins.
8.5.
I should have given him a fistful of $100 bills to put on the Vikings to take the over on that bet. 8.5.
Well, he still could. I mean, he can make the bet and you can pay him back later.
I
you can Venmo him.
Yeah.
Well, I could have given him the $12.
Put your money where your mouth is, Mark.
But I haven't got the $12.
Nice. Well, when you've got a fistful of $100 bills.
You got $60,000 in your checking account.
When you've got a fistful of $100.
I don't.
Well, no, of course you do. Don't pretend you don't. Everyone knows. You don't have to hide that you were very successful in your life.
I'm not going to
financially
bet
you were
it
very successful
on sports.
You made a lot of money in your career, man. And don't pretend you didn't. And that's okay.
And you've made more.
No.
Preposterous statement.
Yeah. TV money.
Longer.
That TV money back in the heyday when you and Pat Miles and Davey Moore. And
those guys were getting the money.
Oh, you were.
All the anchors were getting the money. News anchors.
Number one news.
Weather and sports guys were just getting crumbs.
Right, yeah.
We're the equivalent of the noon show. We're the equivalent of the noon show on the KFAN lineup.
Listen.
They had the powerhouse anchors and the weather people, because that's all people were watching local news for was weather. I was told that 100,000 times.
Well, I think there's some truth to that.
Well, there is, but now it's not as important because people literally are looking on your phones. You get the same forecast. You find out there's a tornado warning in Albert Lee right now. They were just looking at.
Is there really a warning or what?
There was. I mean, that's what Zach got all excited about.
He's excited about tornado warning.
He gets pumped up about the weather. The traffic was absolutely...
Is he one of those weather chasers?
Yeah, I think he likes to be.
Is he a storm chaser?
I think in his mind he is.
Has he ever got in his car and chased down a tornado?
I don't know. The traffic was horrific. Abbott was leaving now because he had to go out to Egan.
You got your guy.
I talked about him yesterday.
Joan Beranger.
Yeah, Beranger.
They call him Senor Stroke.
If I saw one more gif of Juan Berenger last night. It's trust in what Tim Connolly's doing, and they got a guy. Obviously, he's a young kid. He's 18 years old. He'll be 19 this fall, and you're kind of rolling the dice that he's going to develop into an imposing, shot blocking, athletic center.
You like this kid, don't you?
I have no idea. I've never heard of him before yesterday. But there's all at that point. it's a roll of the dice. It usually is, and he'll spend most of this season. He's going to go to summer league, and then thankfully they have Iowa. They have the G League now, and
I'd play him right away.
What? You get killed.
You don't learn anything in the G League.
Yeah, you do.
Nothing.
You can. No, absolutely you can. There's some good players down there.
G League's a waste of time.
It's not a waste of time. Let's say AAA is a waste of time.
AAA is a waste of time.
No, it's not. AA is. AAA might be. AA isn't. No, you gotta hone your skills a little bit, and he's got to get some man muscles. He's got to grow up. He's got to catch his. Much way you look at Chet Holmgren. Remember how skinny he was when he was 18 years old?
I don't remember him sitting on the bench. Did he?
Well,
I know he got hurt when he got injured,
but when he was playing college at Gonzaga,
he started there.
Yeah, but
when he came to Oklahoma City, he was playing right away in Oklahoma City.
That's when he was 18 years old. I don't think that
this kid's 19.
He's 18. He'll be 19 this fall.
Okay, 18, 19.
Well, I'm just saying that, maybe he will get some playing time. I don't know.
Well, no, you're not alone there. I'm the one that Tennessee thinks he should be G League, and you do. I don't think there's.
We'll see.
A waste.
Well, I don't know if it's a waste.
Play him. Get him in there. Get him next to Rudy. Get him playing with Ant.
Then you could, if you use
play
that
with the big
philosophy.
club.
There's only so many playing minutes, and I think you could have said the same thing about Rob Dillingham and. Terrence Shannon last year. I wanted Shannon to play a lot earlier.
And they should have played him. And they should have played him more.
And Finch admitted that.
And they should have played him more.
And that's why they have plenty of bodies on this team right now.
They were 6. They're going to be. Look, they're making the playoffs, barring significant injuries to key players.
Right.
They're making and it's obvious teams don't care if they're 1 through 6.
No, they don't.
Just make the plays.
100%.
If you play the young kid a lot early in the season, middle of the season, toward the end, he's going to be ready to play come postseason play, and he's not going to lose you a dozen games because he doesn't know the league. And if you play him early and he's bad, then send him to G League.
Well, I think they'll make that final analysis after the summer league. If he if he impresses them, obviously look at the competition he's played against. We don't know. And he's going to face other, good rookies and other good second-year players.
Maybe I'm getting too crazy.
I understand your feelings, and I think most fans would agree with that. Much the way, anytime you sign a rookie player, you want to see him play sooner than later.
I'm getting carried away. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
We should have played Dillingham first.
Sorry, I snapped.
Oh, you didn't snap.
I'd play Dillingham too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's play him.
Play him.
Well, this year they have to. They should.
Play. Béranger.
You just like to say Béranger.
We now have a real French connection.
Really
the two will be connected at the hip. The French connect.
Yeah.
I'd play him. That's just me.
Well, I hope they do.
We'll take a break.
Yeah.
We'll come back. Tennessee's got a keyword for us.
Yeah, the fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword bank at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. The keyword is bank. Enter now, KFAN.com.
Unlock smarter learning with Lenovo AI-powered PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Head to Lenovo.com and choose from multiple devices to fit your passions. If you're a gamer, you can spend less time stressing about GPUs and CPUs and more time dominating with your AI-enabled Smart Engine, which optimizes your game performance in real time. Or maybe you're a scientist on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery and need a device with a longer battery life and AI-enhanced tools to give you extra time to finish your research. Or you're a musician preparing for your biggest break and need better, faster AI tools to make digital art a breeze, like creating band posters and t-shirt designs. Or you're a soon-to-be graduate needing to catch a recruiter's eye to land that dream job, so you need cutting-edge smart tools to build your portfolio from scratch. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers get 5% off with an education account on Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? Why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
We got your shot to win tickets to Summer of Loud 2025, Friday, July 11th at Somerset Amphitheater. See performances from Beartooth, I Prevail, Parkway Drive, and more. Head over to our contest page to see how you can win today. That's KFAN.com, keyword contest.
What's the name of this one? Black Rabbit?
Psychedelic Journey.
Yeah.
One pill makes you larger, and the other ones make you small. And the ones that mother gives you, they don't do anything at all.
Couple 13-14 pass. Time now for Peek at the Pros, brought to you by the Minnesota Golf Association. You'll want to join the Minnesota Golf Association. You can do so at mngolf.org/join online. You get a handicap index. You can post scores, track stats, course GPS. You can enhance your round of golf with the free USGA mobile app. You get a subscription to the award-winning Minnesota Golfer magazine, access to the best public and private courses at the MGA North Star Series, an official state championship for all levels of play. Junior golfers can play for only $5 thanks to Youth On Course. A membership is for everyone, all players, all skill levels. Get more out of your golf game at mngolf.org/join online. It's my favorite tournament of the year, the Rocket Classic. No, it's really special.
Sure, you'll be riveted to it all weekend. Taking
place at the Detroit Golf Club, and boy, I tell you what a leaderboard. Minwoo Lee, actually a really talented kid. He is your leader right now. They are. Whoops, I lost my leaderboard momentarily. Yeah, well, they will. It's the Detroit Golf Club. He shoots 9 under today. He leads Putnam and Potgieter by well, the pot is it's either Potgater or Potgieter. He's a really talented kid.
Or Geeter.
He is he's like 20 years old, and I saw a video on him where he might be the longest hitter in the PGA. Seriously, he's just so powerful. Saw some video where some of the other PGA guys were standing and watching him hit balls on the range because he's a good player.
Well, and his 8 under is through 11.
Oh, that's
holy cow!
Whoa!
So he started on the back 9, shot a 29 on the back 9, and then he birdied number 1. So
I see him there. Yeah, okay.
The guy Mark would have taken, I believe, if the power trip would have done it, he would have taken Lee Hodges, and Lee Hodges shot 7 under today. So Lee had a nice little outing. And then after that, I guess you would, Zach Johnson, Iowa, 2-time major winner. Zach carded a 7 under as well. So there's your.
So the winning score will be about 30 under.
They usually don't get to that, but it'll be in the 20s for sure.
The worst score right now is 3 over.
Yeah.
The 156th place is 3 over.
Can you see how Frankie's doing? Can you scan for that while
I'm looking right now.
He's even through 5, but right now that's tied for 119th.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Text message says, but if they lost and were playing those guys, you'd rip them. Can't win. Well, no, I wouldn't rip them. Everybody. You always cultivate kids. You let them play. I've said that forever. I wouldn't rip them. Here's the deal. They're losing games playing their starters when they admit after games, well, we just didn't try as hard as the other team. Why would I want to watch players lose games when they're not trying? At least Beranger, I would assume, would be trying as hard as he can. Don't be telling me that I would be ripping the club if they were playing. If they played young guys, only young guys, and were 2 and 18, I'd probably say you might want to play some of the starters once in a while. You can give Joan Beranger 8, 10, 12 minutes a night. Don't tell me you can't. If he's not ready for, he's 6'11" with a wingspan like a barn.
No, it depends on the sport. When you start talking about rookies, I will give you. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this because again, in talking to Durante Jones the other night about the Vikings defense, the defensive backs in particular, but I did ask him about Dallas Turner, number 1 draft pick, right? The second number 1 draft pick. The Vikings moved up to get him. Uber talented, has all the skills. And unique skills because he's really good in pass coverage. But last year, I say he was too young. He was younger than most, even rookies, and wasn't quite developed physically to match up. And he was playing behind, Van Ginkel and what's his name, Cashman and Renard. So this year, you got all those guys are back. But they plan on using him a lot more this year, especially with his skill set of being able to rush the passer and drop back in coverage. Last year, you couldn't say that. He wasn't ready. But people were looking at him like, Dallas Turner's a bust. Wait, why would you say that about a rookie who isn't playing right now? But people start attaching labels to players immediately like they're never going to get better. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, it is different with different sports.
It is different with different sports.
In the National Football League, you only have 17 games,
right? No, correct.
And so every game is much more important than a single game in the NBA. We see that all the time.
Correct.
Plus, generally, a single play in an NBA game or a handful of plays generally don't determine games as much as 1 or 2 plays can completely change an NFL game. If Turner misses a tackle or misses an assignment and goes for a tutty the other way, that can be the ball game right there. If Beranger,
you just like saying Beranger.
If I practiced it, that was my show prep today. If he gets caught up and misses a switch a couple of times, and the other team gets 4 points out of it, in the first quarter, I don't think that's going to be the ball game. So then you bring the kid out and say, son, sit and we'll show you again. If you just want to let these guys, if you want to draft guys and just let them rot on the bench, that's fine. It sounds like that's what this listener wants to do.
Well, I think a lot of it will be summer development. And, he's only played in European basketball and only been playing the sport for 4 years. He's played against Slovenia, played against top international teams. And
I'd play him in the G League all year. Just play him there. I'd play there next year too. Let's make sure he's ready when he comes up here.
Well, that's what the Twins do. Wait till Walker.
No, they do it for financial purposes.
Wait till Walker Jenkins gets healthy.
They do it for financial purposes.
Well, that's the old saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were doing it because of arbitration eligibility and service time. Because when the guys get to a certain point,
they can't.
Now, I will say this: it seems as though, and again, I'm not following the numbers exactly, but it seems like they're not afraid to bring guys up.
I think it's changed
more often than they used. They used to be notorious for doing that. Though I think somebody also, did I read somewhere, a couple of people, maybe you even brought this up too. A couple of people sent me emails or text emails about like the Twins would send guys down on off
days
to save money. And they've saved like hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it that way. And I guess you have to penny pinch a little bit, but if it's taking money out of those kids' pockets, I don't know if it is. I'm not.
Well, it would, yeah. They'd be getting their minor league salary instead of their major league
then
for
I'm
that
not
prorated part.
Then I'm not for that. I'd rather let the kid let them make their money. I mean, it's like,
well, he'll have an opportunity. They're not going to just let him rot. If he impresses in the summer league, and you got good competition in Vegas during those games. I mean, it's not the NBA finals, but they're playing hard enough because they're trying to impress their coaching staffs and other teams, and they get a chance to kind of really knock off the cobwebs and see where they're at against other rookies and second-year players in particular. And Dillingham will be out there, I think, and Shannon. I'll actually probably watch some of it.
Really?
I want to see the kid play. I mean, again, you'll see him play a lot more in those games.
Well, you could see him play if they bring him with the big club and put him out
won't
there.
Have to wait that long. You can watch him in July.
We also got the first pick tonight, so as long as we make that pick, then he'll be playing.
They're not going to keep that. They're going to trade that.
How do you know? Is that what you heard? Doing some insiding?
I think that's just the general consensus. Is that
what Karn told you?
Karn doesn't work for the Wolves. I get enough.
Oh, she's got connections.
Yeah, she does.
She's got. Let me guess. Do they have?
I'm going to tell her you said that.
Do they have legal counsel over with the
Wolves?
Wolves?
Yes, they do.
I'm sure they're pals.
They're very close.
I'm sure they are.
Yes, and with the Twins.
So there you go. So she's an insider with all these sports.
Yeah, they don't know any more about what's going on in their sports than Karn knows what's going on with the Vikings.
I don't.
Actually, she does know a lot. What's going on.
Of course she does.
Yes. She's got all the contracts on her desk. I try to peek at them once in a while, but I never can. Never.
Of course not.
You want to know how much J.J. McCarthy's making this year?
I know what he's making.
Okay.
I got insiders too. I know.
Anyway, I'd be surprised they keep the pick tonight. I think it's just there'll be enough suitors to want that pick, and there's some good players out there. But you're just talking about what's his name again? I want you to say it.
Béranger.
Béranger is not going to get a lot of playing time. What's the guy they're going to take in the second round going to get?
If we're up to you, we'd still be working with Christian Ponder to see if he's being ready. You'd still be working with him. No, you'd still be bringing. We got to bring him up slow.
No,
that's what you would have done.
No.
We'll break one more segment to go here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out. But no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Final segment of today's Drum. The final segment for Mark Rosen this week. He'll return next Tuesday.
No, I will not.
Oh, you're out next week again?
Again? No, I'm out.
Well, it seems like you're out all the time.
Look at my calendar. I haven't.
Okay.
He's actually been on a run here where he hasn't taken
really?
It's been a little surprising to me, actually.
And I just
maybe you've been here physically.
No, it's 4th of July week next week, and we're going to celebrate Karen's birthday and come back. And my son's coming to town from LA, so it's a big week. You know, most people are taking off a part of next week.
I'm not.
Well,
nose to the grindstone for me.
Okay.
I will not let the listeners down.
And I was talking to Abbott about training camp, so I was like, we'll be out there starting with Shells the 23rd.
Yeah, I'll be there, and you'll be there.
I'll be there now,
What day of the week is that?
That's Wednesday.
So you will be there.
Yeah. You just like saying Shells.
With your beekeeper suit on.
That's too early yet.
I sent you a text message last night at 7:32.
You did.
And it said, we have ourselves an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Boy, that was a fun game to watch. Now, you said you were flipping around. You were going from the draft to the game, the draft to the game.
I was watching more of the game.
On the game. I did not watch the draft at all.
I was paying attention only. I didn't care once first pick was already well known, and I didn't really care about most of the rest of the players, and I kept an eye on it. They went pretty fast. Obviously interested when the Wolves were picking him, but otherwise I was watching the ball game, and it was a crisply played game, and again, you're not going to survive. This team's not going to survive with 2 runs, and Cody Clemens hit an opposite field home run, which was great to see, and Ryan pitched great.
He tore the cover off, is what he did.
He did, and now they're in an extended rain delay this afternoon, trying to finish that series with Seattle. I think they're going to try to get the game, and I'm not the weather guy. I don't know what the next 3-hour forecast is, but. Yeah, it was great to see, but unfortunately, they're few and far between. I mean, it's not going to happen very often with this pitching staff, and certainly they got to score, as you talked about earlier. You're not going to win many games with 2 runs, and so the hitting, for the most part, and Seattle's got a nice team. That's a pretty good baseball team. But yeah, it was fun to watch. It's a rare. Come on, and Duran finished off the way you want him to finish last night in dominating fashion, and they got out of there with a rare win. They got to actually shake hands at the end of the game. Been a while, especially at home.
Joe was really good last night. Where were those numbers I had earlier? Give me a second.
Sure.
The hell did I do with them? Which story were they in?
You want Joe Ryan's numbers?
Yeah, give me.
Well, he had 6 shutout innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 8,
no walks,
walked none.
That's the key stat right
innings.
there. Yeah,
and that's an example of a really good pitching performance.
Yeah.
And my guess is, if we were back in the olden days, he could have gone 7. It wasn't
probably.
Like he wasn't tuckered. I don't know where his pitch count was at.
About 90,
I don't even know if pitch count is always the determining factor of when to bring a guy out. I think a lot of times it's, even with a guy like Ryan, I think they start thinking, well, 3rd time through the order, because we've seen those numbers before, and I don't have them for every game. I just know last year, somebody was doing a piece. It might have been Lavelle, or maybe it was Nightingale, or somebody at the Fish Wrap, Athletic, whatever, Fish Wrap East, where they were tracking the team batting averages second time through the first time, second time, third time, and they always went up. So it is, pitcher might be getting slightly tired, and the batters are starting to adjust and go, okay, I see what's working for him today. He's throwing me the slurve, or whatever, but. That's a crisply pitched ball. The other kid, the George Kirby kid, was really good too. He only gave up 1 run.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game. Now, I must admit, as much as I like pitching duels, I kind of was pining for another hit or two, especially on the Twins side. But Clemens hit the home run, so there was a little bit of offensive fireworks. But what I really liked,
had 4 hits. Yeah, that was it. The Twins.
What I really liked was. What Ryan said about pitching. He said, I talked about this, I think in the 12:30 segment, I think it was. Maybe it was the 1:30, where the story reads, Ryan gave the Twins time to win with a performance he called more about the art of pitching than the data of modern baseball. He said, I just think sometimes numbers can get in the way. Obviously, that's a huge driver of the game and for good reason. But at the same time, readying the game, there's a science to it. But there's also an art about it. At the end of the day, it's a competition. You can't really put numbers to everything that goes into that. In other words, he's not dismissing sabermetrics or analytics, but I think the way I read that is he still thinks there's that. More importantly, it's the art of the craft of pitching. And that's like, yeah, sabermetrics and analytics help to know what the guy does in certain situations, but you still got to execute the pitches. You can know everything you want about the guy, but if you throw a big fat beach ball over the middle of the plate because you didn't get your pitch right, it's gone. So work in the corners, knowing what the guy, the Raleigh guy is one of the best hitters in baseball. Apparently. I'd not heard of the guy till last night. Guy, all he does is
he's
pound the ball.
home runs like crazy.
He knocks him over the fence. He's a dangerous hitter. As a matter of fact, Ryan talked about it. He said he's the best hitter in baseball right now. He looks confident at the plate. He looks great. He's one of the best players in the game for a reason. I think using that to our advantage there is great. It's not just something he's expecting all the time because he threw him some front door sinkers. He said, I think using that to our advantage there is great. It's just not something he's expecting all the time. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it every outing. I might not do it for 5 more outings, but you just recognize certain situations where it's a good time to do something different. So apparently he doesn't throw a lot of front door sinkers, but in this case he thought, facing this guy, I'm going to throw him this because we know what he likes and doesn't like. But then it's pulling it off, right? It's performing. It's making the pitches that you need to make. And that's the art of pitching. And Joe Ryan, he was brilliant last night.
And that's why you also have to be in concert with your catcher who's signaling and obviously pushing the right button, literally pushing the buttons. Christian Vasquez was the catcher last night. He's only hitting 176, but he called a hell of a game behind home plate. He knows Joe Ryan. They do the scouting report. They know how to pitch these guys. It was a very thorough performance, and he threw 93 pitches. But this is exactly, if you were to have a blueprint for how the Twins have to win games, obviously scoring more than 2 runs would be one of them. When you get a pitching performance by Joe Ryan, he throws 93, going, well, maybe he could have come out for the 7th inning. But Louis Varla went out there, gave up a walk, but pitched one pretty clean inning. And Griffin Jacks came out, pitched the 8th inning, and Duran pitched the 9th inning. It's like, yeah, this is what these guys do. This is how effective they can be. But unfortunately, you don't get starts like that very often. And it was like a textbook kind of game that I think Rocco Baldelli would love to have in the back of his mind, and you just unfortunately don't get many of those. And then you're making 2 runs count. They only had 1 run until Clemens hit that home run in the 7th inning. So clean game, nice game against a good opponent, good team, but few and far between, unfortunately, for this team.
Well, I got chided by an emailer a couple of days ago when I was discussing the Twins and how it's just been, other than the 13-game winning streak, the 13-game winning streak was bookended by 2 of the worst stretches of baseball I think this franchise I can remember having, right? And so I was pretty down in the mouth about the club, and he goes, I know there's not a lot to talk about, but they're only 2 games out of a wild card.
Yeah. No.
And they're 4.5 out now unless they gained something last night.
Yeah, about 6 teams ahead of them. Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing, too. It's like Major League the reason these leagues, like Teneby brought up yesterday, he's absolutely right. The NBA does this, what is it, the 7, 8, 9, and 10 teams play. In other words, giving more and more teams an opportunity to make the postseason. In football,
and even the ones that don't make the postseason, they have a chance longer. They're in the mix.
Yeah, they're in the mix because we could get that 10th spot here. So it gives fans hope. It gives players hope. Even though the players probably deep down know, the ones that are fighting to try to get the 10th spot know they're not going to get the 10th spot. Might not even want to get the 10th spot. They'd rather just go home for the season, for the rest of the year, right? Get the season over with. But the fans go, football, same thing. They have 14 of the 32 in the NFL. 14 of the teams make it. Baseball, same thing. So because the Twins, they are technically still in the wild card race. So if they could get more performances like that, but as we've talked about without Lopez, that's going to be really hard because right now the only guy that you can really depend upon, I think, is Joe Ryan. Ober looks like he's a mess right now.
And I don't know how he's still in the rotation, but only because they don't really have anyone to put in there in his place. But Zeb Matthews out still.
Paddock has been better this year. Now he gave up the 5 runs the other inning, but I don't mind giving him the ball. He's kind of a bulldog kind of a guy. But then, they don't even trust Festa to start a game anymore. They use him. They use an opener with him. And Simeon Woods Richardson, sometimes he gives you a good outing, but more times than not he doesn't. That's why he was sent to the minors.
He's scheduled pitch this afternoon.
So until you get him back, until you get Lopez back, and that's a big if, or at least when you get him back, they're going to have to hit the ball better. They have to win a lot of those 10-6 games, I think.
It's still amazing with all the scouting they do and all the spring training, and they got all these pitchers, they got all these arms, and then here we are, midway through the season. Now we're hitting July 1st, and they're looking around. We don't have another starting pitcher. It becomes we got too many guys. We don't know what we're going to do with all of them. Now we can't find one because the other two guys are struggling. One's hurt. They don't have anyone else that they can bring up from the minors. You think about having, taxi squads and injured, guys. They don't have. They got 3 different minor league systems, 4 different minor league systems, and they're not going to bring someone up from Class A. But there's literally no one that's going to come. They have, obviously, if they had to, they'd bring someone up. But only because of to fill a roster spot, but they really don't have the quality at all that you need to have to maintain a 162-game season.
Speaking of the farm system, earlier today, Bobby Nightingale, I brought up his name a couple of times today, he sent out a tweet. He's beat writer, Fish Rock West Side. He says that Royce did some running today, and he's going to go to rehab assignment now in St. Paul. I'm going to the Saints game. I know where Lower Town is. I've been there before.
When are you going?
Friday night.
Okay.
Deuce and his gal and my wife and I, the 4 of us are going to go down to the game.
Great.
I haven't been to I don't think I've ever been to a Saints game. This will be my first.
That'll be fun.
And maybe I'll get to see Royce Lewis play.
That'd be
for the Saints.
It's the whole thing with all these years with the Saints affiliation with just being an independent. You never really knew who was going to be there, and fans, even going back to the old Midway Stadium, would go to the games not because they knew the players, because no one really did, other than the rare time when you had that one year when Jack Morris and Darryl Strawberry had stints there, and they had a couple other players that played for the Red Sox that ended up playing for the Red Sox that were there. But otherwise, people would just go there for the entertainment and the fun, and they still do, and that's it. But now they're the Twins affiliate, so you do have a chance to see actually more named players sometimes that are down there. In this case, it could be Royce Lewis, who's fighting his way to try to get back, staying healthy, and he'll be back up here. But he's got to stay here once he gets here. You can't be pulling any more hamstrings and and be effective. It's insane that guy.
Baldelli says he's in a good spot right now. This is what we were probably hoping for when it first happened. This was pretty close to an ideal situation at this point. We still treat it as a guy recovering.
Yeah.
That's why he's going on a rehab assignment and why he's going to get some at-bats. So when he was injured, if you remember, at the beginning of the season, it was the same injury, I think, just much more serious. He missed weeks and weeks. I don't remember exactly how much. When he aggravated it again, they said they didn't think it was as bad. But, a lot of times teams, their initial official, statement is like, oh, we don't think it's going to be too bad. This seems like it's and then a lot of times you find out, well, no, not only is it worse than you thought, it's even worse than you thought. But this one does look like they were correct, because I thought for sure, well, this might be another one of those month and a half, 2 month things, but it looks like he's ready to go to the rehab assignment right now. So.
They have players that you think they're going to be able to count on, and Wallner's a perfect example of it. He has a good streak for a while, and now he's just doing everything mechanically wrong. He's down to 201. Matt Wallner's a really good hitter, and he's working on it every single day. He's probably, again, pushing to the point where he's psyching himself out at the plate because he's just a mess. And I think we've watched this guy smack the ball all over the yard, and now he can't do anything right. And that's exactly Larnach has those ups and downs. Castro's been probably more consistent. They got the Ty Francis of the world and Baders and Vasquez, and they just don't have. Thankfully Buxton's having a really good year, and Correa's hitting okay. 262, but they're not paying him $30-some million to be. You need more production out of him. So I don't know. Again, there's just no. They scored 2 runs last night and they won the game.
Was that Russo in there?
Yeah.
I wish he was still there. I wanted to ask him what he thought of Logan Hensler and Mason West.
What?
Well, he's on for Barrero at 3:00 today, so I'm sure you could.
Wow.
What do you think of Logan Hensler?
Don't know a ton about him.
How about Mason West?
He plays for Edina.
Correct. He's going to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Logan from Woodbury played Hill Murray, U.S. Developmental Team Program, Wisconsin Badgers. There's a story, the Fish Wrap Factory, there are up to 20 Minnesotans that could be drafted today. Doesn't mean they go to the league right away, right? But 20 Minnesotans, we are the state of hockey. Does any other state have 20 kids that will probably get drafted?
How many kids you said could be drafted?
They said 20.
We're the state of hockey.
Yeah.
And I think that proves it. So
it says NHL Central Scouting's midseason rankings had 20 players from Minnesota in the mix for the Saturday
There
night
was a bunch
draft.
of Minnesota women connections in the PWHL draft the other night, too.
Jacob Rombach, defenseman out of Blaine, Spring Lake Park High School, he played for Lincoln, the Lincoln Stars. Yeah. I'm sure Deuce could break down his game. Well, what was he thinking? Going like, Deuce could break down his game.
Could he?
Well, sure. Deuce watched every game.
What if the Wild draft him? Could he break it down? Could he call in on Monday?
He could call in on Monday. Of course, he's working now. It's going to be hard for him. I don't know what we're going to do. What do you think he's going to be able to go up to his boss and we're going to say, on Thursdays during the football season,
do a spread swing?
I need to have from 2:00 until 2:50.
Well, what if his company was the sponsor of the segment?
Let's do it.
So they're getting mentions for it.
Yes.
Good idea. What did we do it at 2:30 last year? What time did we do it last year? I don't even remember. Or was it 2?
Earlier, I
2
think.
o'clock?
I think it was 1:30,
Oh,
so
that's
Rosen
right.
was coming in early.
Yeah.
I would come in early, but whenever Deuce can do it, I would.
So he goes to his boss and goes, hey, you know what? on Thursdays, I need a break between 1:30 and 2. I wonder if that's going to go over.
Well, if he just does that instead of his lunch break.
Yeah.
I'll get a lunch break.
Yeah. And he could just eat while he's on the air.
Yeah, just eat while he's doing the phone call. Yeah.
And that's been done before.
Speaking of the NFL, there's a little bit breaking news.
What do you got?
Well, now former Ravens kicker Justin Tucker has been suspended for the first 10 weeks of the season for violating the league's personal conduct policy. He had a few, I think, massage
accusations.
issues. Yeah. Wait, he hadn't signed with anyone, right? Is that correct?
I don't believe so.
No. Well, why would anyone sign him now? He's going to miss the first 10 weeks. So there you go.
Text message said, did you guys figure out how to say Patrick Roy's name yet? And he has LOL. Well, no, we've known it's Patrick Roy. What do you mean learn how to say it? We know how to say it.
It's for all these years.
Roy.
I do know that Jonathan Toews is going to make a comeback. It sounds like he might go back to his hometown, Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Tell him to come here. We like
Winnipeg. I think that's where Guy Leffler was from, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you.
And then my favorite hockey player of all time, Gordie Howe.
Or Howie, yeah.
Remember
I liked Rocket Richard.
Rocket Richard, yeah.
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and there was Rocket Pocket Richard as well. That's a whole nother story. So this is it. You got some time off now? A little 4th of July week. So you're not back for...
I don't know.
Till a week from Tuesday?
That'd be correct.
So all next week you're out. The entire week.
That would be the case, yeah. I'm leaving town. We're going to go celebrate my wife's birthday. We're coming back for her birthday. We got the 4th of July. My son's coming to town, who I never see anymore. I'm throwing the guilt trip on him from old California. And he's going to with a bunch of buddies. He's renting a house, and they're going to go to the Twins game, and we're going to come over and watch fireworks, and then enjoy the week.
Yeah.
That's it.
10 to beat.
Go USA.
What are we going to do?
Shut her down.
Put in the same effort we always do.
Yeah, but now we got an extra hour to fill without beating up on Rosen.
You want me to get a hold of some others?
Maybe we should do that.
We text Chip Scoggins.
Yeah, maybe we can get Skoggs and...
Yeah, you do that.
Even John Bonus.
Yeah.
Lavelle.
Russo.
You can ask him.
Same old.
Oh.
Just talk. That's what you do best.
I'm very loquacious.
Loquacious. Well, have yourself a wonderful...
Can you look up the word loquacious? See if I use it properly. If I am loquacious. I don't know. I'm bodacious. Loquacious. L-O... I guess we'll see you in a couple weeks, I guess. Did you find
a little less than that?
And what does it say?
Talking or tending to talk much or freely. Talkative, chattering, babbling, garrulous.
Yeah, that would be me. Chatting, talking. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy your time off.
Thank you. Appreciate
happy
it.
birthday to your wife. Tenneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit. We're back tomorrow, 12 noon. We'll be at 1. Oh, Tenneby's out. That's right. He's out tomorrow. Kara will be in that chair. And then we'll be at 1 o'clock. Talk to you then. Stick around. Russo and JG next.
Later. Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
Saks Off 5th, up to 70% off every day. Summer is in full swing here at Saks Off 5th with so many exciting trends to try. From matching sets and floral dresses to wide leg jeans and chic accessories, find all of this season's must-have styles. Plus, shop new designer arrivals weekly. Find Gucci, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOff5th.com or a Saks Off 5th store near you for up to 70% off every day.